Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube page. This is something that is completely out of my comfort zone, but also something that I've been thinking about doing for a while now. Um, you know what they say? There's no growth in the comfort zone, so here we are. We are 88 days out from the Wasatch Warrior, which will be my first bodybuilding competition ever. It's really meaningful to me because a year and a half ago, I was 350 pounds, out of shape, obese, and we found out we were expecting our first kid, and I decided I needed to make a change. So here we are. I've always been into lifting. I've probably lifted for the last 10 years or so. Now, that's not all consistent, right? That's not, I was in the gym 5 days every week for the past 10 years, but for the most part, I was pretty regular. But, you know, diet got out of control. Listen, everybody's got excuses. I could make excuses, but at the end of the day, um, I got really out of shape, really overweight, and decided to make a change. So here we are. We're headed to do legs this morning. It's interesting. I'm competing in men's physique here in April, and so obviously they're not judging me based off of my legs, but men's physique is not the ultimate goal here. I want to be a classic competitor. The reason why I'm doing men's physique for my first show is because posing's a lot easier to learn. You don't have nearly as long of a posing routine on stage. So I'll be doing men's physique here in April, and then classic in hopefully October. We'll see how this first show goes. But hitting legs today, I've had a little bit of an issue with my left knee. I don't know if it's patellar tendonitis or what, but we got some new knee sleeves. Hopefully those will help me out today. But we'll be doing a anterior chain dominant leg day, so really focusing on those quads today. So yeah, I'm thinking probably some hack squats, probably some Bulgarian split squats, maybe do some Smith machine squats. Those have historically been bothering my knee in the past, so we'll see what we want to do there. But man, I'll tell you what, it's interesting getting into the bodybuilding world. There are so many things that I never knew, that I didn't even think about preparing for the first show. Talking about your sodium levels, your calorie deficit, of course, but we're doing probably an hour and 30-minute lifts every morning, and then I'll go back right around my lunch break and do my 30 minutes of incline walking on the treadmill. Now, that might need to increase in the future, but for right now, fat loss is going really well. I was 231 this morning, so that puts me down 119 pounds total, but I think my stage weight will be probably anywhere from 215 to 220. Now, that's the interesting thing, is I don't know, right? I've done in-body scans, but those are only so accurate. So I really don't know what my true stage weight is going to be. Men's physique, the good thing about that is I can be a little bit higher body fat as compared to classic. So I don't need to be peeled to the bone per se, but I do need to get down to probably 7% body fat. So where that is, I don't know. I've never even had abs before in my life, and I think I'm getting down there body fat percent wise, and so the abs are kind of there, but that's where my body holds all of its last fat, right? So my arms are pretty lean right now, my legs are pretty lean right now, but I still don't really have that full six pack. That's the whole reason I started this. One, first and foremost, obviously, is so I could not be the dad who gets winded playing with his son in the yard, chasing his son around the house. That was priority number one, to be healthier, to be a better dad, better husband. But priority number two is I wanted abs. I've never had abs in my life, and man, that would be cool. So like I said, they're starting to show up. I'm not worried. We'll get there. But Anyways, long tangent, but we're driving to the gym. It's, just before 7 a.m. First posing session with my posing coach on Sunday. And man, that was a game changer. I've spent probably the past month or two trying to figure out how to flare my lats, trying to figure out how to get that engagement, but couldn't figure it out, right? Watched all these videos of people doing lat spread, people doing these poses, tried to do them myself, just wasn't really clicking for me. And so that part made me really nervous because I feel pretty confident in the amount of muscle mass I have. I feel pretty confident that I can get my conditioning on point, but I did not feel confident about my posing. But met with my posing coach on Sunday, and man, he had me pretty dialed within the first 10 minutes of that session. So able to flare the lats now, obviously, have 88 days left to really dial in my posing routine. But really excited to be able to finally flare my lats and be able to get that mind-muscle connection going there. So a lot of work needs to be done on the posing front. I was really kicking around the idea of classic versus men's physique for my first ever show. But I mean, really all this one is about is gaining experience, right? Like, what's it going to be like backstage? What's the day before the show going to look like? What's the day of the show going to look like? There's a lot of things I don't know, and that's scary for me. There's no growth in the comfort zone, so we're getting out of the comfort zone. And for me today, right, I'm going into a leg day knowing my legs aren't really going to be judged in April, but I have to nail a good leg day because the ultimate goal is classic. I can't have small legs. And for me, small legs, weak legs to say, have always been a problem for me. Right? I have a pretty strong upper body, but when it comes to legs, my legs have never been the strongest. Now, I've been working on that quite a bit over the past couple of years, and I think I've gotten them to a point where they're respectable, but still not where I want them to be. And my favorite quote when it comes to being weak at things is, there's no shame in being weak at something, but there is shame in staying weak at that thing, right? Everybody's afraid to try new things for the fear that they will suck. It's okay to suck. That's what we do when we try something new, right? There are some people who can walk into something new and just instantly nail it, instantly be good at that thing. But for the majority of us, to be really good at something or to achieve something requires a lot of work. So no shame in being weak at anything, but there is shame in staying weak at that thing. So with that being said, I'm just getting to the gym. We're going to go smash some legs, probably hit some abs afterwards. So I'll see you guys in there.
Slight change of plans here. We're gonna do some Smith machine squats. Hack squat machine was taken. Plus, I also like Smith machine squats because it allows you to push closer to failure without having to worry about dropping the weight, because you can just tilt it forward and re-rack it. So we'll hit some of these. I'm not sure how many sets yet. Really, we'll just see how they feel. Man, these things make all the difference in the world for me. Really. really nice to be able to put squats in. Whoa. All right. Let's go. Oh yeah. Got a nice little secluded corner over here to do Bulgarian. Does anybody like this? You like these? I think there's something wrong with them. People always talk about these are one of the worst ones to do. Not greedy. They suck. But they're also really good for building this. So we gotta do them. I like doing them. I just found this incline bench behind the bar here, so I know we've been using this. Helps me pin my foot down a little bit, so to speak. But nothing crazy weight-wise here. I mean, we got 40s. We just work all these out. Oh, yeah. These ones get the hard way up there, I'll tell you what. I cannot emphasize enough how much I can't believe this is the first time I'm wearing these things. I will say, I've never really been a gym accessory type of guy. No lifting belt, no wrist straps. Honestly, I didn't even use wrist straps for my Hopkins until a couple of months ago. Because my thinking was, I want to have crazy strong grip strength. So if I don't use straps on my back, that'll take care of that. But my back is far stronger than my grip strength, so I had to get the back or the wrist straps for my back days. And honestly, just use them, guys. It makes such a big difference. But let's get into this left leg here. I think after this it'll be probably some leg extensions. Yeah, just some leg extensions. I haven't decided if I'm doing openly or together. Probably together because this takes care of the alternating exercise. Man, nothing to leave you winning. Yeah. Let's hammer out the second set. Alright. Been a little line for you, but that's okay. I'm gonna give you the little warm up there. Make sure everything's good. Listen to the water. Good. So I had some sites full stack here. It seemed really where the strength sides today. I guess it's more filming in the middle of this. It's easier when I can tuck away in the corners. This one right in the middle of the gym. It's been about a couple of times. I think we as people think that people around us pay a lot more attention. At the end of the day, everyone's here to focus on themselves, bettering themselves. But, you know, people first one.
Yeah, I'm sure you want to see it. I get it. I can. Well, that's scary.
That'll do. It may not be being judged on our legs, but man, I don't want those teardrops shown in those conditions. I don't want there to be any question why I competed against the siege. I don't want to be that competing against the because we didn't have the legs to do it. Now, I will say, there are a lot of dudes out there who will work their ass off and just never have to use legs. That's okay. But as long as you're getting them, as long as they're strong, it's alright if they don't learn how to. You gotta have strong arms. Me. I mean, I see a jack here with just massive balls sticking out of his shorts. That's more impressive to me really any other muscle areas. So, third step here, we'll a little alternating. Full lighter on the weight, so I'm thinking alternate every other so I can do hard and pump out those, but I can't do it anymore. So. That hurts so bad. Let's go get some tab. Nobody in the group fitness area here today, so this is where we're gonna do our ab wheel. I got to the point where I just started bringing my own stuff because I could never find it here. So I mean, I got my own ab wheel and my own handles. It's just a lot easier than trying to battle for equipment. So usually on a normal leg and ab day, I'll get some weighted crunches, some leg raises, and some ab wheel. But I mean, I think today's the day where I'm just gonna spam a whole lot of these and call it a day. So let's get into it. I love the ab wheel. I mean, it's one of my favorite exercises to do, surprisingly enough. I just feel like you get such a good stretch. Yeah. Look at it.